Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Little here from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and we are back in black, baby, and we are ready to open the vault for you tonight. Guys, we're really excited here tonight. I'll tell you why. Exactly 1 year ago today, we had a vision. We had a dream. We knew that there was so many people out there in the home-based business industry that were suffering. They had a dream too. They had a dream of freedom. They wanted to walk away from their jobs. They wanted to fire their boss. They were involved in other network marketing companies, and they were sold on their products. They were sold on their services. In fact, a lot of the people thought that they had the best products and services the industry had ever seen, but they couldn't sell any products. They couldn't recruit a team. And all they were doing was paying their auto ship month after month after month after month, and then investing further into going to quarterly events that the company wanted them to go to. And they were just going further and further and further down the rabbit hole. And a lot of them, quite honestly, are on the verge of bankruptcy. And that's not a fun experience to be, let me tell you. When you have a vision, when you have a dream, when you are really focused on wanting freedom so badly that you can taste it, and all you get is rejection. Everybody tells you to go fly a kite. Everybody tells you they're not interested. Everybody asks you if you're marketing a pyramid scheme. Everybody asks you if what you're doing is legal or not. And you know you have great products. You can see all the testimonials from your company, and you can see other people having success, and you say to yourself, why not me? Why can't it happen for me? Right? And it gets very, very frustrating for those people. And you may be one of those people right now watching this broadcast, very frustrated because you know that it's possible, but it seems like nobody will show you the way. Nobody will show you how to open up that gateway to be able to become a top recruiter, to become a leader, to really know what to do and what to say to people so that you don't have to harass your friends and family, so that you never get rejected ever again, so that you know how to generate unlimited leads for your business, so that you know how to close and upsell to higher ticket products and get explosive team duplication. Now, if you're on the online side, most people don't have a monthly marketing budget, and they certainly don't have $50,000 to $100,000 to buy those high ticket products in addition to going to the quarterly events. So I saw this pain that was going on in the marketplace, and I thought, what if I could launch something that would solve all the pain of the marketplace, something that was completely generic? So I did a bunch of market testing without spending a penny on paid marketing, just using free Facebook strategies, group strategies on Facebook, and my fan page. But I wasn't spending any money on marketing, guys, none, zero paid marketing. And I did a launch on this day exactly 1 year ago, and the results were completely staggering. Here's what happened. From the first day that we launched, for the first 5 days, it generated over $24,000 in real income directly into my PayPal account. And it was with that data that I went to my now business partner, Ari Makabe, and I said, Ari, dude, I think we really hit the mother lode here. I think we really have something here that the market not only wants, but needs. And I think that if we were to roll this out, that we would really be able to create an impact on this industry. So he looked at the data, and I will tell you guys this, so much about this industry is based upon timing, and it just happened to be the right time. So Ari took a look at the data and he says, you know what? I think this is going to be a winner. So, you know, he got involved. And so here we were blazing this trail for the very first 35 days using the strategies that we were talking about that we teach inside Black Ops Underground. And do you know that the business did $200 and $40,000 in profit in the very first 35 days. It was really, truly the data, guys. I can't stress this enough for you, that if you really want to get into liftoff, into vertical liftoff in your business, as a leader, you got to be blazing the trail on the front, and you've got to be providing data. What's data? How many leads are you generating? How many conversions are happening? How many sales are you making? How many people are upgrading? How much team duplication do you have? And it's up to you as the leader to track your data, because that's your marketing piece. That's what's going to get other people excited, because the people that you really want are the leaders. The people that you really want are the marketers. So what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to introduce you to my business partner. His name is Ari Makabe. He's a 7-figure yearly income earner. I quite honestly didn't even realize how much money that he actually did made until I flew to Manila. And I spent 2 months with him over there, and I saw him log into some of his back office accounts, and it's real. Okay, it's real. So what we're going to be sharing with you tonight, guys, is real millionaire mentoring. Okay, real millionaire mentoring. We're not talking about watching just a video. We're talking about live, interactive millionaire mentoring, where we show you exactly what we do step by step, like looking over our shoulder, watching us, and live interactive, where you can actually exchange, ask questions, and really learn the 7-figure business model. So Ari, over to you.
Hey, Darren. Well, pleasure to be here, man. And I apologize in advance, guys. You guys are going to hear some nasty, nasty knocking down below, because we have a little renovation going on down below. That's how I wake up every day right now. They're pounding on some hammers. But I know what it's like, because when Darren was over here, I bought a condo, actually, and we had ours renovated. So I'm sure what we did is exactly what they're doing back to us right now. But, guys, you know, we got involved with this. Darren reached out to me, obviously, showed me the data. And I got to tell you, honestly, I was pretty blown away by what he was showing me. You know, we've known each other for a long time. In fact, you know, Darren was my very first sponsor in Power Lead System over a decade ago. And I still remember when I reaching out to him saying, hey, you're my sponsor. You know, I got some questions. And, you know, we started to talk. And, you know, it was funny, you know, how it all came full circle. Many years later, he ends up coming back to me and showing me something. And I will tell you flat out, you know, the numbers, when he showed them to me, I was literally blown away, because, you know, I'm a big guy for spending lots of money on advertising. I spend thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising online, media buys, Facebook ads, solo ads, all kinds of things. And then all of a sudden I see this thing Darren's doing, and there's no paid ads, and it's pure profit. And I'm sitting there like, God, that's like crazy. You know, I mean, like, that's insane. So he started to show me what he was doing. And I'll tell you up front, you know, it was a few little tweaks and changes, you know, to what I was already doing, but they were minuscule, guys. They were really small tweaks. And the moment I did them, it just skyrocketed. I mean, Darren was like, holy smokes, man, you got comment after comment after comment, you know, people asking for information. On the very first post I did, I had like 300 and some people, you know, wanting information. I was blown away by what happened. And Darren, when we originally signed up, guys, you know, he said to me, you know, how much you think you end up doing your first month? And, you know, because this was kind of new to me, I told him, I said, I think I'll probably do 50 or 60 grand. Well, 50 or 60 grand was gone in the first 2 weeks, guys. I mean, it was insane what happened, you know, and obviously that first 30 days, I ended up doing 128.8, you know, in my first 30 days in the company, and it just skyrocketed. You know, obviously we kind of changed the format now a little better, because, you know, when we first got in, we pumped so many people in, and then we had to go back and start helping everybody, man. And you don't realize when you pumped in, you know, 30 people into a company, all of a sudden now you have to personally, hands-on, mentor, spend time with all of those people, and it became kind of overwhelming. So now we've started to teach a tactic, you know, based on the principle of 21, where we're teaching you to get 5 people and then deal with 5 people a month. And over the course of the year, you put $240,000 in your pocket. Now, I don't know what your income is right now, but let me just tell you, $240,000 a year is a game changer for 99.9% of the world. okay? And I will tell you, we've got people on this panel today. You're going to hear some of them that have done 40 grand in 40 days. That's what we're looking for, okay? We're looking for that type of story, guys. We're looking for those types of results, and they're very possible. That doesn't mean that you're going to hit $1,000 a day for 40 days, because you may not. In fact, you may go 20 days with not making a dime. And then all of a sudden you may have a $5,000 day, a $3,000 day, a $2,000 day, a $5,000 day, and it just adds up. And it's very simplistic, because what we're actually doing, we're sharing it with you. And, you know, this to me is the most valuable information, because look, even some of the stuff I do on, you know, solo ads, some of the stuff I do on paid ads, you know, for Facebook or for media buy, you know, let's face it, guys, I'm not running around telling the world my strategy for media buy. I'm not. Okay, that's what made me millions of dollars. But I am sharing with people what we're doing right here on Facebook, and we're giving that strategy away 100% for free. Okay, just for joining our team, guys. And you're going to hear tonight from people across the panel all over the world how this actually works. You know, I will tell you, in our first 6 months, we did $1.3 million in commissions for our team. Now, take out about $300K, because that was Darren and I. And then the rest of that comes from people like this on the panel, guys. Now, that, to me, is the more powerful story, because if you've ever joined a program in the past, chances are the leader made about 80% of the money, and the team made about 20 to 30% of the money. That's just the realistic side of it. But here, you have a situation where it's flip-flop. The leaders have done about 20% of the income, and the team now has done 80% of the volume. That, to me, is success. That is really, you know, the whole definition of it. It's what we're here for, guys. And I want you to listen close as you listen to all these people and their testimonials and how they got to where they're at, simply following a system. Now, if you are the type of person that says, well, I don't have a big list on Facebook, I don't have a lot of friends, don't worry. We're going to show you how to get there, okay? If you're the type of person that says, I don't know how to write or copy, you know, write copy or post on Facebook, no problem. We're going to write the post for you. If you can copy and paste, you can still succeed. Every excuse you can possibly give us, we have a solution for, okay? That's why this works. Hands down, bar none, there's nothing better than this out there. If you're brand new and you want to get in and get your first experience and put some money in your bank versus money in other people's bank, we're going to show you how to do that. So you got to pay attention tonight, you know, and I'll tell you up front, it's not just myself and Darren anymore. You know, we've obviously teamed up with one of the industry legends. I mean, a guy that's made over $17 million in network marketing, you know, and I have a lot of respect for this guy. So before I bring him out and I tell you who he is, I want to tell you a little bit about his story, because, you know, we've known each other for quite a while. Obviously, we've never had really any personal interaction, but here's the deal. I've watched this guy climb to the top of many companies, not one, many network marketing companies. Why he's made $17 million. He's a go-getter, guys. Okay, he's a country boy. I'm a country boy, if you know anything about me, so I got a lot of love for the guy. But when you hear this guy's story, I'm going to tell you up front, this is a guy that literally almost died, okay? He was involved in a very bad car accident when he was a #1 earner in a company called Zija. And he got into a very bad accident and almost passed away. And I'm sure he'll share some of this with you because it's powerful. Okay, now there's a reason why he came over and teamed up with Darren and I. Obviously, he knew Darren personally, had some interaction with him, and met him face to face. And then, you know, we got together, we sat down, we had a call, and I'm just telling you, this guy's is a powerhouse. Okay, so you want to pay attention to what he's going to share with you. Listen to his story. Listen to what he saw from a guy who had already made millions. Why would he come into something that's going to pay him $1,000 a pop? Why would he come into something that is a system? You know, obviously he's seen something from the team, but I want you to hear directly from his mouth. That's my main man, Cedric Dwayne Penn. Now, he's an avid Pittsburgh Steelers fan, but I got to say, tonight he's nothing but black because he's dressed in black ops gear. So come on out, Ced.
Hey!
Show everybody what's going on, my man.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Somebody said, why? Because I ain't stupid. We know. Thanks so much. I appreciate it, Ari. I appreciate it, Darren. And, you know, I've known Darren for, man, I don't know how long I've known Darren. A long time, probably 15, 16 years. And I've known Ari from afar for probably 10, 12 years. And, you know, I don't align myself with just anybody. I run with giants. I don't run with midgets. I run with leaders. I run with people that build people up and give back to the community, and they're upstanding people, and they have massive integrity. That's who I run with. I don't hook my wagon up to just anybody that got a motor. You know what I'm saying? I just don't do that. That's not who I am. Never have been. I'm a pinnacle leader, and I only run with other pinnacle leaders. It's just that simple. But you know what? I've always had an affinity and respect for both these guys, and I watch what they've done. And I said, you know what? Our industry needs guys like us to come together and really create the right dynamics that we can help people win. And, you know, when I had an opportunity to partner up, it was a no-brainer for me, where I was in my life and where I was in my career. I know what my calling is. I know what my purpose is, to give back, you know, be an ambassador of hope, help other people's pain end, and give them the right way, give them the right track to run on, and use our story to compress your learning curve. That's really what leadership is all about. And, you know, I learn from these two guys every single day. And yeah, I've had some ups and downs in my life, a lot more ups than downs. And this industry can provide an incredible catch and support for your family when you need it the most. And, you know, December 16, 2008, at 2:47 in the afternoon, you know, my life has forever changed. Got hit by a drunk driver on my Harley. Lady left the scene, had no insurance. I had to come out of my pocket for everything. And, you know, a couple $1 million later, you know, 3 or 4 years of rehabilitation. But my family had that protection around them. They had that $50,000, $60,000 a week coming in like clockwork when I needed the most. And I was telling people I used to walk to the mailbox and skip back because of this industry. And, and we're able to have some fun with it. We're able to do some things. And now where I'm at in my life is I'm only going to work with people that I love and care about. I'm not going to work with somebody that don't appreciate people and don't want to give back and that are greedy and got crazy egos. I just don't want to be in that type of environment. And the environment, when I saw Black Ops, it was just a perfect fit for me to fit in and contribute what I can and what I've experienced over the last 26 years and networking in over 60 countries. And one of my businesses that I'm still getting earning from today, over 117 countries represented in that business. But you know what? I really couldn't be who I was in that environment because it's traditional networking, and I really couldn't spend the time with the people that I loved and cared about. And when I saw this, I said, you know what? I can use my God-given talents in a community that's going to help people win, and I'm excited about it. The vision of where we're going as an organization is incredible. You ain't seen anything yet. The content, the resources, the events, how we do things, where we do it, who we do it with. You ain't seen anything yet. You know, I envision 100,000 people in an auditorium, an arena, and they're all Black Ops people. I believe that. And we go outside, there's a fleet of Lamborghinis on the front row. You know, that's what I envision. I'm a big thinker. I envision millionaires being created. I envision people building churches, giving back to their communities. I believe in helping the homeless. That's the vision that I have for Black Ops and playing a small part in that. So I'm excited if you haven't figured it out yet, but you better get excited yet as well, because I'm telling you, get your seatbelts on, get fastened up, because we're running. And I was telling somebody back in the day, you know, I'm a train with no gears and no brakes. So the folks either got to get on or get run over, but it's our time. And I'm telling you, the people out there now, you can start hearing the buzz, you start seeing the momentum, you see some stories, the testimonies. That's why we as a community, we got to continue to keep building each other up. We got to keep protecting the culture of our organization. We got to keep helping each other win. And if we do that, the rest of the world's on notice of what's going to happen in the future with our organization. So I'm excited, Ari. Thanks so much, and Darren, for, you know, bringing me here with open arms and loving me and caring about me and helping me grow. And, you know, I haven't done that much. I think I did 12,000 in 14 or 15 days. And quite frankly, I haven't really focused like I need to be, but I'm going to get focused, and we're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to help a lot of people. So I'm excited. Ari, thanks for being a great mentor and a friend. Darren as well. And, you know, I love you guys, and I learn from you every single day. And, you know, I'm just going to stay humble and hungry. Let's keep going. Let's keep getting it. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Darren, I'll turn it back over to you. Thanks so much for everything you do, man.
Hey, hold up, Zed. What's that saying? I will until.
Okay. So, guys, here's what I want to do. You know, what's even more important, okay, for me, more important than me and Ari, more important than Cedric, me and Ari, right, is the people. It's the people, okay? Now, a lot of people, they'll see us and they'll say, well, you know, you guys could do it because you've been in the industry for 30 years. You know, you guys could do it because you have a big list. You guys could do it because you have a big following of people, right? You guys could do it because you already have people you already have people from other businesses. So here's what we wanted to do. We wanted to put the average person into a massive life-changing income. So what we did was we started pretty much with people from all walks of life. Okay, so we had a 17-year-old kid that made $35,000 his very first month in business. Okay, we had somebody that was a 23-year-old construction worker. He made $26,000 his first month. We had moms with 2 kids, $10,000 the first month. Part-timers, $13,000 their first month. We even had a guy that just got out of prison that made $28,500 his very first month in business. Now I want you to think about that. I mean, where would somebody like that be able to make that type of income, not only ethically, but legally, and totally turn his life around in 30 days? Okay. So what I want to do here tonight is I want for you to really understand that it doesn't matter where you're at right now on your life path, right? It doesn't matter how far down the rabbit hole that you are. What's most important is that you have a vision, that you have a dream, and that you're coachable. That's what's most important. But I want you to imagine what it would be like for you if you maybe had 6 children and you found yourself really far down the rabbit hole in life, circumstances, job loss. You were in another network marketing company and the income started to go downhill. And all of a sudden you find yourself in a position where you're about to be homeless. You're literally on the verge of being thrown out onto the street. You already have an eviction notice. You've already been served with court papers, and you're 2 days already with no water. What would that be like for you as a mom or a dad with a family of mouths that have to be fed, and they're counting on you, and you don't have any money? What would you do? So I want you to hear from Jose and Jennifer, just an incredible story of inspiration. Guys, over to you.
Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it. We're really honored to be on this call right now with you guys, and and just share our story, our journey here. And my name is Jose. We're in Orlando, Florida, along with Jennifer, my partner. And this story started, I would say last year around summertime. I was in a transition phase. We both were. I was a barber in New York. I had a barber shop, and I sold it shortly after I met Jennifer through network marketing, and we fell in love. And we decided to, get together. So I sold a barber shop up in New York, and I came down. And at that time, we're both going through this transition. It's a fresh relationship. I have 3 children. She has 3 children. We have 6 children together. And, we started our journey. And, at the time, Jennifer was, with a network marketing company for about 2.5 years at the time already. And I was with the same one for a short time. I think it was only 6 months. And that was what we were doing. We were doing that full time down here in Orlando. And, we just started, not seeing, not getting the results that we wanted. The income kind of fell apart from the organization, fell apart from one month to another, and we started falling behind very fast. The holidays were approaching, and we were just trying to keep afloat. I was, living off of savings, and it's expensive when you have 6 kids, to take care of. So it started depleting very fast. I would say that we were struggling network marketers, and a friend of ours that were also in the network marketing industry shared with us that he had learned of a millionaire mentor, and he shared that with me. And I was like, wow, that's very interesting. I've heard of them before, but I've never met one. I think maybe we should look into this, and who knows, they may hold the keys that we need in order for us to succeed with this business that we're all struggling with. Right. So, he decided to look into it, him and his wife, and they got in, and they teamed up with Darren, and they shared it with us like 3 days later. And we got super excited when all the value they were sharing with us, and you know, they're like, oh, this is it, you know? So, you know, I wanted to do it. I wanted to do it, but, you know, since we were going through our, you know, our struggle,
financial struggle,
you know, the money was tight. The money was very, very tight. And, you know, we really didn't have the money to start up. But, you know, I kind of surrendered my ego and borrowed the money and just got started, you know. We implemented the strategies, you know, and we were able to bring someone in within the first 24 hours, you know, by just, you know, we were so excited the first night, you know, that we got with the program. And, you know, we were able to bring somebody in their first 24 hours, and we're just looking at each other like, wow, like we may have something here.
This is possible.
Yes, absolutely. So as the time went on, you know, the holidays were getting closer. We were getting more desperate. I was working odd jobs here and there, you know, trying to make ends meet. Jennifer was still trying to really gain some more traction with the network marketing company still. So we're really kind of, you know, just running around pretty crazy. And, you know, the holidays happened. And then right after the holidays, that's when stuff really started getting ugly for us. Now we were in debt. You know, we started falling behind with our bills. And, you know, we got to the point where we were facing an eviction, you know, and with having 6 children, 3 children living with us, it's pretty tough. And even got to the point where we went 2 days without water, you know, so it got really ugly. And we were just at a breaking point. You know, you know, we were trying to do everything we could. And I just felt that, we both discussed it, we just felt that, you know, we had something really, really strong with the Black Ops market, you know, underground marketing. And maybe we just weren't, you know, being 100% cultural like we thought we were, or maybe not focusing on it. We just didn't know, but we know that's all we had. And it was like our last hope. And, you know, I came home one day, I was very frustrated. I had a bad experience at a job that I was currently having. And I decided that, you know, I told Jennifer, like, listen, we're gonna have to figure something out. We have to go all in. And then she reached out to Darren.
Yes, and that is when, like, everything changed around for us. Like, I reached out to Darren without him knowing who we were, I think, you know, or him even knowing who we were. And I said, you know, Darren, this is what's going on. This is our situation. You know, I don't know what else to do. You know, I need, like, help. What can we do to make this work? And he immediately called us on the phone, and you know, that was like a whole turnaround for us, because we're like, man, this guy doesn't know us from a hole in the wall. He just called us and gave us about 1.5 hours of his time, explaining to us, you know, that we can do this. We have the keys. Everything is there for us. He broke it down, what we needed to do. And within 10 days, you know, we made $5,400 online, guys. And I mean, you know, to a lot of people, that's not a lot of money, but to us, that was like $1 million. When you are backed up in rent, we had 3 days to get out of this house. You know, we didn't come up with the money. So $5,400 was like, you know, freedom to us. It might not be a lot to you guys. So that happened. And then, you know, within 17 weeks, we made a total of almost $30,000 with this program. So we have been able to pay off the rent, the car. I mean, we went to a vacation to St. Thomas that we didn't think we were gonna even be able to go. Everything completely changed in the matter of a couple of days and weeks, guys, for our family. We are forever thankful and forever grateful for this program. You know, since then, we have been able to get involved into 3 other different businesses. So now we have not 1, but 4 different income streams that we do all from home online. Jose was offered an offline position as well, you know, making 6 figures a year, something else that, you know, he's passionate about. So everything has just completely turned around for our family, for our business, for our home, for our friends, even our relationship, I feel like has gotten better because of the skills and the strategies that we've been able to learn through Millionaire Mentoring. And thank you, Darren, for having us here on this panel. We are forever grateful, and I'm excited. Happy anniversary to Black Ops Underground.
Fantastic, guys. I'm excited for you. Super, super proud of you guys. Guys, that right there, that's what our industry is about, just so you know. Okay, so you know, most companies, you see the top income earners, they're blazing this trail right on the front end, but 80% of the income is going to them. 80%. and then the team gets these little tiny crumbs. We have the reverse of that, the reverse. So the leaders, you know, make 15 to 20%. The team is making 75 to 80%. And that's the way it should be, just so you know. If you're not with a program where it's like that, then you're with the wrong program and you're with the wrong mentors. So what I want to do here, guys, is I want to reach out right now, and I want you to imagine what it would be like if this happened to you. You know, you're a construction worker. You know, you're working on a job site, and all of a sudden, you know, life throws you a curveball, and you end up with a broken leg. And now, how's that going to affect your career? Like, you can't go with a broken leg and work on a construction site and be able to be productive, right? So the gentleman that you're about to meet right now, his name is Nathan Kendall. And he's got a really amazing story, because it's a story like so many people out there where you get hit with a curveball and it completely changes your life path. And he kind of by default, he started to go onto the internet to see if he could make some money online, because his career path all of a sudden was altered, right? And he tried and tried and tried different strategies. Then he met Black Ops. He got into millionaire mentoring. Holy cow, guys, wait till you hear this. So welcome, Nathan.
Hey, thanks for that, Darren. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. Hey, I'm coming at you from Australia, and it's always beautiful down here. And Darren, you're right. My story starts with a broken leg and not being able to go to work and to be able to bring an income into my family. And of course, what do you do in that situation? You've got to find a way to get some income. I went online and was able to join a couple of groups who taught how to do online marketing. And if you've tried to look, you know that there's many groups out there that will take your money. You know that they'll tell you you have to have an ad spend budget. And every time something doesn't work and you reach out to them, they just say, keep going, keep split testing, keep spending money on ads. It's going to happen for you. Well, it didn't happen. It never does happen. And it's a big trap. And I want you guys to know that that's what happens to people online. So I'd come to the point where I couldn't pay any more ad spend into ad budgets. And I joined a program where there was a young guy, he's 19 years old, and he is in this group, guys. His name is Yassine. He's an awesome leader as well. He's 19 years old, and he showed me a thing or two. We were in this organization on ads, and then he disappeared. And then all of a sudden, I saw a post of his. He popped up, and he had made $2,000 in the week. I said, Yassine, what did you do? And he sent me a post and said, look, I've got to share this with you. It's totally different to what we were taught, and it certainly was. He showed me how to get free organic ads, as many as I wanted. I could reach out to people and share what I had with them. He showed me how to put out magnetizing posts so that I would have engagement where otherwise there was none. I went from paying money on ads to paying zero money on ads and being able to get as many leads as I wanted. And that in the online industry is gold, if you don't know. So I knew nothing about this stuff. I'm a construction worker. I kind of hung up my tools for online tools. I didn't know what lead capture pages were, or lead magnets, or sales funnels, or pixels. I didn't even know what a Facebook fan page was. But I was coachable. I did what of me from the Millionaire Mentors, and it became a blessing to me. And as I put those strategies in place, it allowed me to start generating income online. And, you know, my best day that I've had has been $5,000 in one day. And that's fantastic. You know, for a whole newbie to be able to go online and learn how to do that, there's no other organization that's going to help you like Black Ops helps people. So if you are looking for a way to get sorted, if you want to know, it's the cutting edge of online marketing that people don't teach. I'm beside myself, and I talk to people every day about the free strategies, and they're like, no, it doesn't exist. It does exist. All you need to be is coachable and follow along what your mentor says, and you're going to get those same results. So happy birthday to Black Ops. I wish I was here from the start. I've been here in the space maybe 6 or 7 months. In that time, I've been able to generate over 50,000 Australian dollars, which is massive, you know, for a new person to go online and create an income like that. I'm super grateful and proud. Thank you, Darren and Ari, everyone on the panel. I've watched you all grow so much, and myself, I've grown immensely. I just want to say thank you for that, Darren.
Nathan, I got to tell you, I'm so proud of you, bro. Guys, if you're watching this right now, I want for you to really understand the significance of that story. So you're a construction worker, you break your leg, you try to go online, you're literally spending money and money and money and money and going all the way down the rabbit hole. And you can't spend any more money because you got no money left. And then you find Black Ops, and within a 6-month period of time, you make $50,000 profit without spending a single penny on paid ads. Guys, I just want to say, standing ovation, man, standing ovation, phenomenal. Okay, guys, what we're going to do right now here was we're going to, this is an incredible story here. Oh, go ahead, Ari.
I'm going to ask you one question. It's sure a hell of a lot better than selling water filters, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Guys, I want you to imagine what would happen for you if you're a single mom and you have a child, right? And you've gone so far down the rabbit hole that you're actually starting to buy groceries using your credit cards. Now, if you're a mom and you're in a position where you have to take care of somebody and you have no income coming in, and you're starting to go down this rabbit hole now, living off your credit cards, you're at the bottom of the bottom. And it's very easy to start to lose all hope. And some people actually go into clinical depression when something like that happens. What would it be like for you if that happened for you? I want you to think about that. This story is a story of breakthrough. It's a story of transformation. It's a story of personal power. And I want you to meet right now Charlene, AKA Wonder Woman Savage. Charlene, take it away. Tell us the story.
Thank you so much, Darren. It's such an honor and a privilege to be here on this first year birthday anniversary panel. Happy birthday, Black Ops. So a little bit about my story, guys. I'm a Kiwi. And I'm living in the land down under. I'm living in Brisbane, Australia. And yeah, so basically I moved here 5 years ago with my family at the time. I was also working for what you call conventional sales company selling electronics, consumer electronics. And I was very, very good at what I did. So I came from a features and benefits background. And I was able to sell the ice to Eskimos and the Samsung side-by-side Silvanello technology refrigerator to put it in. That's how good I was. And I was able to generate over $300,000 a year. I built my dream home. I had my dream car. I was going on dream holidays. So outwardly, others looking in, they saw me as someone like living the dream. But behind closed doors, you know, I had some stuff that was happening. You know, I was struggling with alcohol. I was, dealing with domestic violence, and having grown up with that throughout my whole life, it was something that was quite normal to me. And I didn't realize it wasn't normal. And so the marriage sort of fell apart. And so we moved to Brisbane to try and start afresh. And as much as we tried, it didn't work out. It was quite a traumatic time for me. And we ended up separating, and I just relocated here. So I ended up having to move out, and I had to find my own place, living with another family. It was tough, and not being able to see my son, 24 hours a day, and having him stay with my ex-husband. That was really hard because I couldn't provide him with a home. And so I was working for a company at the time. And a year later, we got divorced and I hit rock bottom. I went back into the alcohol, went back into, doing some stuff I regret. And I literally hit depression. I had depression. No one understood me. No one heard me. I felt like it was just me, and I was close to committing suicide. And, that's when I cried out to God, and I says, God, if you're real, show me that you're real. Something, show me something. My life took a massive transition and a massive radical transformation, and I gave my heart to God. And throughout that time, I quit my job. I went to Bible college, I graduated pastoral leadership, and now I help others get through what I've been through. But during that time too, Darren, I was a student, so I had to make some money. I had to pay for my fees. And so I ended up getting involved in what we call multi-level marketing and network marketing. And, I had the shiny object syndrome. I just went through everything, and I was like, right, here's the supplements. I'm going to try those. And then I tried the shakes, and then the antioxidants and the water. I tried practically everything because I thought, well, hey, I can sell. I've done this before. I can smash it. I know how to sell a TV and a refrigerator. But I found something was really evident is that it wasn't the same. It was a completely different model. And I was like, why am I getting pushback? Why am I getting rejected? And I was harassing my friends and family, and they only really bought from me because they felt sorry for me, but they couldn't sustain the monthly shipments. They couldn't sustain the auto payments. And so they fell away. And then I became really discouraged and really, I just hit rock bottom again. And that was when, Darren, I asked God for a solution. He showed me follow a lion and the eagle. I went on Facebook and I was doing some research, and I came across Darren's presentation just as he was doing right here. And he shared his desktop and his screen, and up came this freaking lion. And I knew, wow, that's a sign. That's a sign. And then as I carried on watching the presentation, there was an eagle logo, which is Darren's Top Recruiters Academy. And so I stalked Darren, trying to suss him out. Who is this guy, man? Who is this guy? And I just loved the strategy that he was teaching. I reached out and I said, bro, whatever it is you're doing, I want in. I want in. And guys, did I have the money to join? No, because I was using my credit card to pay for my groceries. So like Donald Trump and Robert Kiyosaki, I used other people's money, and I bought, practically invested into Black Ops, which was the best investment, by the way. And ever since doing so and applying the simple steps and following the simple formula that anyone can do, right, I made, within 8 days, I made $4,000 in profit. Within 2 weeks, I made $10,000 in profit. And now within 12 weeks, I've made $47,000 in profit with no paid ads. I was paid on the same day. And I've also published my book. That's gone out. It's basically sending out copies as we speak. And it's now, I can say it's an international seller because everyone wants a copy of my book. So exciting. I've also just been asked to speak at another engagement. So I'm now considered a speaker at events, and the doors just keep opening for me. And, this is just the beginning. So boy, am I excited for this year and what's to come, because with Cedric on board, with you, Darren, and Ari, and just the plethora of value that you give to us, I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful to be alongside my good friends here on this panel. Amazing friends, we've got friends for life here, and it's a fantastic community. Black Ops is not only a community, it's family. And that's what I love about this. And it's all credit to you, Darren. Thank you so much.
Hey, I got to say something real quick, guys. I just want you guys to know one thing. I'm probably your biggest fan. And here's the thing, guys. Look, this little lady right here, she didn't just come out and take this by storm. She is the definition of her last name. She's a savage. She came out and went crazy going to work. You know, your book, I need to get a copy of your book because I will read it. I'll just tell you now, I'm so impressed with the massive action that all the people on this panel have taken. But your story, man, is really, it touches home to me because I have a similar situation, you know, and man, it's tough, and I'm happy to see you succeeding.
Thank you, Ari.
Guys, that right there is what our industry is about. I just want you to know, okay, that right there. From buying groceries on your credit cards to making close to $50,000 in profit without spending a penny on paid ads, okay? That right there is Black Ops, okay? Guys, what I want to do right now is I want to hear from, you know, a lot of people say to me, Darren, well, I'm not in network marketing. I don't have a home-based business. I mean, like, but I work in a corporate career, you know, or I'm a realtor, a mortgage broker, an insurance agent. Will Black Ops work for me? I want you to hear from somebody that's a realtor that literally exploded in her real estate business and went from buying leads to her phone ringing off the hook with incoming calls to getting multiple listings, to get co-listings, to becoming the trainer within her real estate office, and being in situations now where her phone is literally ringing off the hook without spending a penny on paid ads. So, Emily, tell us a little bit about your story of transformation and really going to the next level in real estate using Black Ops.
Hi, Darren, and everyone here. I'd like to thank you for the opportunity. It's an honor to be here. Black Ops birthday. So I'm in the real estate industry and have been it for the past 6 years. The first few years were a struggle because I didn't have a mentor. I didn't know where to go. I tried many different programs, not knowing that I should stick to one and try to make it work before moving on to something else. So I spent a lot of money there. I've been through coaching programs, numerous, some for real estate, some for general entrepreneurship. But with all these systems, they give you the tools, they give you the system, you go through the program, but after that, you're left by yourself. So I went through all of that, and I came into Black Ops, I guess, as an accident. I was looking for another stream of income because with real estate, it's inconsistent because it's commission basis. There could be a few good months and then it'll stop for a few months and then go on again. So I was looking for something that would supplement my income, not knowing that the training of Black Ops applied to my business. And so that just happened naturally. So after 2 or 3 months applying the training, I noticed that people were calling me just as when they're ready to buy or sell a home. With real estate, it's not an impulsive purchase. It's not something that you just buy off the shelf. It takes years for families to decide to buy or to sell. So after applying the training, people would just come to me and tell me that they're ready. I didn't even have to chase them. And like Darren mentioned, I used to purchase leads, and some of these lead providers, they're not really ethical. I'm actually in a dispute right now with a company in Ontario. So there's a lawsuit going on. And so problems like that. So getting into Black Ops, I was able to generate leads organically. I was able to turn cold leads into warm leads. And I'm able to get engagement from my database without me asking for it. And another big thing I've learned with Black Ops is now that I know how to generate leads, I'm not worried about where my next commission is coming from. And I was before, even if there's a commission check that comes in, I would always worry about where the next client is coming from. But now I'm not worried about it anymore because I know what to do to generate those leads. And it used to be, you know, summer vacation time, my kids are with me full time. I would be so worried because I would have less time to work. Now it's summer vacation for my kids. I'm driving them around to their activities. I'm not even worried anymore because I know how to generate the leads, even, you know, if I'm with them, driving them around and being with them in their activities. So it's been a huge change. And I have Black Ops to thank for. Like, the training is just phenomenal with the amount of investment that we put in. I would say that what I got out of it is priceless. And one other big thing about it is I'm able to teach my kids what I'm learning. Afraid, keep on trying, you know, all the things that we're learning, I'm able to transfer it to my kids, and they're going to grow up leaders. I'm raising leaders right now. And it's been priceless. That's all I can say.
Fantastic. So, guys, what I want to do right now is I want to do a little bit of a recap here, okay? So, you know, a lot of people, what they do is they start some sort of an online business, an online program, and they're marketing whatever the company has, right? But it doesn't really apply to anything. It doesn't really apply to real life type things. So you're marketing something and making commissions off of it, but how does that apply to your marriage? How does that apply to your children? How does that apply to your career, to getting a pay raise, to getting a job promotion, to being able to go sign a consulting contract? Because that's real life, guys. Black Ops is the real world, real life. And I tell you that every single area of your life completely transforms. I'm talking about health and wellness, spiritual, emotional, family, relationships, career, travel, financial goals, material things, contribution, giving back, and making a difference. But a lot of people might like their career, right? They're not looking to leave their career. They're just looking to be the best at their career, or to be able to up their game to get to the top of their field. I want to introduce you to somebody named Justin James Grabko. And he has a really interesting story because he's a full-time engineer, right? So he was started off trying to make a little bit extra money on the internet, but he couldn't get traction. He just could not get traction. And it becomes very frustrating, guys, especially when you're working on a full-time career. You may be in that situation right now. You're working a job, but you're trying to create something off here on the side so you can have a little bit better of a lifestyle. But every time you put money into something, you lose the money. You put money in, you lose the money. You put money in, you lose the money. So it gets very, very frustrating. So when I rolled out my campaign for Black Ops, Justin had actually been following me for a little while. And he saw what I was rolling out here. He actually was one of the very first people to get involved. So imagine this is my launch, right, on July 11th. And Justin calls me a couple days before the launch. He's like, Darren, man, I want in this, man. I want in this, right? I want to be one of the 50 people, right? So I want for you to hear his story, because this is a career person that's taken Black Ops to get 2 pay raises, a job promotion, and signed a $30,000 consulting contract and triple his income in 9 months. Triple his income in 9 months. So, Justin, over to you. You're muted there, buddy.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Darren, for getting me up on this call, and happy birthday, Black Ops. And situation is a little bit of a unique one. Like you said, in July, I remember I was sitting at my favorite sports bar, and I was sitting there just watching a sports game, and maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was on a Friday night. I know it was. Darren's feeds for the past. I know that he was, a successful online. I knew he was a mentor. I knew he was big into the quantum physics, and we had quite a bit of value out there in the industry. I saw Darren was doing that, really intrigued me. And like I said, I reached out to him, I go, Darren, I'm like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing right now? I'm sitting there. I want to get ahead of this. He's like, okay, I'm gonna start doing this launch real soon, but here's the info, here's the video. And I got home, I watched the 1 hour video. Blew me away. The presentation was nothing like I've seen in other opportunities. It wasn't based off of hype. It was not based off of his results. It was based off of value, teaching people to become a leader, development, and also talking about his past students' successes. And that's what really intrigued me into joining him. I saw the price tag, and I'm thinking, you know, I said, I don't have the money right now, but I put that intention in my mind that I'm going to get this money to join Darren Little here. So I had $200 in my bank account right here. And then, you know, 4 months, you know, I was engaged at the time too. So I had married too. I was going to get married in September. And I scraped up the money. I found a way to get the money. And I followed Darren with the campaign and the compression that he talked about into getting. And the first webinar, I followed what he did. I watched the video multiple times on his formulas, etc., using zero paid marketing. For people to that launch call, I made $2,000. I was really stoked, really stoked. This month, I had, you know, as much as a $3,000 day. I stayed up till 1 in the morning signing up 3 people from 3 different countries using Darren's techniques. And my wife was yelling at me. My girlfriend at the time was telling me, "Get to bed. What the heck's wrong with you?" And then I put on a call. I said, "I'm on a call here. You know, I'm trying. You know, I'm people and stuff." And then at the end of the month, you know, I ended up making $13,000. Well, the wife was very happy because you get to pay for the wedding. Yeah, and that's not the first thing. What I did also was I was following more of the personal development that Darren was teaching, and I started applying it to my job, in an engineering job. You know, it was, I loved it. Like, you know, it was, I should have, for what I was educated to do, that more for my experience. I started applying his techniques in there. You know, I started listening to him doing my engineering. I started putting, you know, special sayings on the wall to help reality and to knowing my self-worth. So over the past few weeks of doing that, I ended up getting a pay raise. It started getting me into more of a positive influence to people, becoming more of a leader at my profession too. Later, as I progressed, I got another pay raise. It was within roughly around $4,000, a little over $4,000 over that past few months. To people, that's a lot. To people that around my area, that's pretty significant income. And right out of the blue, a company out of Jacksonville calls me 2 months ago, asking, saying, "Hey, we like your experience. We like you to come in for an interview because we're looking for a consultant position." I mean, we do jobs between 50 million and 350 million, and these are huge projects, and we're dealing with a lot of big companies too that we're dealing with. And so I come in there on the interview. You know, I listen to Darren interview, and he says, "No, and you're, you know, just relaying what he's teaching me and stuff. And I came in there with some confidence, knowing, you know, that I have this, that I got this, and knowing what I deserve right now. So picturing my reality into the future got me what I'm doing right now is that consultant and getting that contract and a significant pay raise in that also. So including that, you know, that's like tripling my income along with myself within those past 9 months, making about $40,000 online also. Black Ops also includes my other businesses. I apply Black Ops to my other online businesses. Figure monthly income that way also. So like you said, these are very transferable skills in order for you to take advantage of in everything.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Ari. Thank you, Cedric. And we're just getting started, everyone.
Guys, you know what? I want you to really, I want to do a snapshot here, a recap. So, you know, a lot of people start an online business because they want income, right? Sure, that's great. But Black Ops actually applies to every single area of your life, okay? So in Justin's situation, he got 2 pay raises at his job, a job promotion. He signed a $30,000 consulting contract, plus he made another $40,000 online from what he learned. And now he has multiple income streams because he understands about value. He understands about being a leader. He understands more about quantum physics and how we create our own realities. He understands about connecting with people. He understands about building rapport, changing people's state, and how to win friends and influence people to get what he wants in his reality. I mean, isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what we all want? To be the best version of ourselves? To be able to get what we want in the reality? Isn't that what we really want? Think about it, right? That's really what I believe is the path of personal development. To become the best version of you. The best version of you. And when you become the best version of you, and you feel deserving, and you feel worthy, and you love yourself, and you realize abundance is your birthright, guess what happens to your income? It goes up. Because your net worth can never exceed your self-worth. But when your self-worth increases, your net worth increases. It's a phenomenon. Okay, what I want to do here, guys, is I want to reach out right now here. This is kind of a typical story of an online marketer with a dream. Somebody might have a business. They want to expand it more on to get a bigger market share on the internet. And all they're told is to spend money on ads, spend money on traffic, spend more money, buy more courses, spend more money, okay? That's not what we do, okay? That's not what Black Ops is about. We show you the real true 7-figure income earner model. What the 7-figure income earners do that they don't want you to know. Now, why don't they want you to know? Because they don't want more competition against themselves. Right? So they're more greed-centered here on the front, and they tell you to do something they're not even doing. How about that? They're telling you to make a list of your friends and family, and they don't even do that themselves. Okay? They got this front-end ATM that they know how to use, that we know how to use. But if you want to learn how to do it, they'll probably charge you $50,000 so that you can learn how to do it. We don't do that. We give you our secrets. We open the vault and we actually show you how it's done so that you don't have to spend a lot of money on traffic. You don't have to run ads. Now, after you make a lot of money, you might want to take some of the money that you've made and allocate it to an ad budget, but you're not going all the way down into bankruptcy trying to get your business off the ground, which is what those high-ticket companies actually do. And it's shameful, quite honestly. Okay. And I don't even know how some of those leaders can be proud that they're doing $1 million or $1.5 million in product sales when they're driving families into bankruptcy. Quite honestly, it's shameful, right? Shameful. So I want you to hear from somebody who actually went through that experience, right? So I'm going to introduce you right now to Billy Innelis. Billy, take it away.
All right, thank you very much for having me on this panel. And I'd like to say happy first year anniversary to Black Ops Underground Marketing. And by the way, once you go black, you will never go back. And let me say that again. Once you go black, you'll never go back. So same time last year at this date, I got to say that I was, I actually went broke, right? So I was always sold on the model of spending a lot of money on paid advertising to get success online. And I actually went broke. All my credit cards were maxed out. And I had to go back to a temporary job so that I can catch up on some bills and pay some of my credit cards. But I stayed open to learning. And I was still investing into, paid advertising. And the way that I came in online is that I wanted to monetize my music production business online. So about 5 years ago, I said, you know what? I was doing, a lot of entrepreneurship offline already. So I came online because I wanted to, monetize my passion. Music production is my passion. So I went on to learn about, email marketing, list building, building websites, copywriting. But I was always sold on the model of spending a lot of money on paid advertising, right? So, it didn't happen right away. I didn't get success overnight. And the thing that I got to say is that if you want to get closer to the outcome, you have to stay focused and not give up and be consistent. So with that said, alongside my music production business, I wanted to find a way to also generate some income online. And I tried, I started trying a couple of programs, and I would follow, the instructions. I would follow the steps. I was, given all the tools, all the things that I have to use to get success, but it wasn't happening. So every time I would start something, it was always the feeling of, what is it that I'm missing? I'm doing exactly what they're telling me, but it's not happening. And like Nathan was saying a little bit earlier, they keep telling you, keep going, man. You have to spend money. You have to build your list, and it's going to happen. So I used to spend a lot of money on paid advertising, like Facebook ads, spending money on solo ads and stuff like that, and hope that I'm going to get conversion. So I used to get leads, right? Used to get a lot of leads, but I would never, convert. I would never sell anyone. So back to last year. So, I went broke on spending money on ads, on traffic and stuff like that. I've invested some money in another opportunity again. So I'm like, man, is that really what it takes? Like, I'm not going to give up, man. I gotta get to the point where I'm going to have a good income so I can fund my music production business also. So now I get into this opportunity, and I've spent, $2,000 to get in. And once again, I'm told you're going to have to spend money on paid advertising to get the results that you want. And I was looking at spending another $2,000 to $3,000 for me to be able to get to the goals that I wanted to achieve, right? So I'm going to have to say that it's God, because if I didn't invest that money in that opportunity, I'm so grateful that I'm on this, panel right now, because if I was to roll it back 1 year ago, I would never, imagine myself being here on a live broadcast where there's a lot of people watching this right now. But if I didn't spend that money and invest it in myself to get ahead, I probably wouldn't be here today. So somebody reached out to me and they told me, hey, do you know that you can, generate $1,000 instant commissions online without spending any money on paid advertising? I'm like, get out of here, man. It can't, that's not possible, man. So what is it that you have for me? So this person approached me and they showed me that there was a possibility. So he shared a link with me, and boom, Darren pops up on the screen. I start watching the presentation, and it's something about Darren. Like right away, I was captivated. And while I'm watching presentation, watching, it was literally like Darren was talking to me directly. It hit me like right there, like all the pains that I was experiencing, he was talking about then, like if he was talking to me. And I saw the vision. I saw how I was, I was going to be able to have $1,000 days without spending on money on paid advertising. And I was sold. And back then I didn't have the money, so I had to make it happen. I had stuff laying around. I sold some things to get in. I made it happen because I was tired of being broke, right? So I got in, invested the money, started implementing the simple strategies that Darren teach. And I'm grateful also for Ari Makabe for the things that I've learned up to today. I literally turned my Facebook, and I used to use it the wrong way before. I used to just come on Facebook, talk to some random friends and post some weird stuff. And I used to do it all wrong before. But within 72 hours of being in and implementing the Black Ops Underground marketing strategies, I've had my first $1,000 day online. I generated my first $1,000 commission. And I was like, wow, this is it. This is amazing. How come I didn't find that 3-4 years ago so that I can implement this and get some results? And I ended up the week with a $3,000 in profit that came in the bank that I didn't have to wait for. And the opportunity that I invested in, I had to wait the next month to get the profits that I generated that day. So if I made some money today, I would have to wait for a month to even see the profits in my bank. And I've had my first $3,000 day online back September 12, 2016. And I'll never forget that day. First $3,000 day online. And I'm in Canada. So when I do the conversion, that's almost $3,700 that came in the one day. And it's just amazing. And what Black Ops have been able to do for me is put me in a position to be a leader. And today, I'm in a position to help others succeed online. I was able to do tech trainings, because I have a background of computer science in college, and I did a little bit of software engineering in university. And I've been able to do tech trainings on company levels and help others with tech stuff. I really appreciate what you're doing also, Darren, for sending me some referrals for that stuff. And I'm able to help others succeed online also. And one of my team members today had a $1,000 day online. And that's because of my guidance and with what we're teaching inside of Black Ops. So really grateful for what's happening. I'm working on a new project where I'm going to interview 24 top leaders of the industry. It's called the 7-Figure Minds. And if it wasn't for Darren and Ari and Cedric that are sharing the wisdom and the inspiration to uplift us and to help us succeed, I wouldn't be here today. So really grateful, really thankful for everything. And it's only the beginning. And once again, I'm going to say it. Once you go black, you'll never go back.
I love it. I love it. Fantastic. Guys, I want to do a little recap here, because that right there is a situation that so many people go through. They have a vision. They have a dream. They want to go to the next level, but there's something missing, and they don't know what it is. They don't know what it is. So they count on their coaches. They count on people that are supposed to be successful to show them the way, to guide them. You know what those people say? Just keep on spending money. Just keep on buying ads. Just keep on building that list. And they literally drive that person right down into bankruptcy. We don't do that. We teach you the real 7-figure model. We teach you the model that I use to raise tens of millions of dollars in venture capital. The real 7-figure model. We teach you the model that I use to hire management teams, staff, take companies to $100 million market cap, roll out multiple products, multiple campaigns, totally transform companies from being flatline to vertical sales. What's the secrets? People want to know the secret. They want to know how to crack the matrix open. They want to know how to manifest their reality. They want to know what I did to go from zero to over $165,000 in profit in 30 days. That's what you'll learn in Black Ops. The exact strategies that I use, the exact formulas that I use. We hand it to you on a silver platter. Now, guys, this is a really exciting story because this is another type of what I call a common situation. People have a dream. They want to, if you really break it down, just so you know, when you start peeling back the onion and you peel back the fact that somebody needs a home, and they need clothes and they need food, right? They need shelter. They want their health, right? They want their health, right? They want their family. They want a spiritual connection. They want friends that love them and care about them. But when you really think about what people really want, they want like spontaneity. They want adventure. They want freedom to be able to be in a situation where they can pick up at any time and just take off for however long that they want. That's really what people want. But when you get past that, the true core of a human being, just so you know, the core of a human being is they want to give back, make a difference, and leave behind a legacy. That's what people really want, just so you know. Now, this is a really great story because this couple that you're about to meet right now, they got tired of corporate America. They got tired of the bills. They got tired of the struggle. And they said, you know what? We want to live our dream. So they literally just sold everything. They got a huge camper, and they're now already past 1 full year of being freedom entrepreneurs, living the dream, living the laptop lifestyle. And they've gone through the Black Ops training. They've really turned into peak performers, top leaders. Now they have their own rollout that they do with their special sauce. What Black Ops does, it really helps you to develop your special sauce. So they developed their video matrix program that they have, you know, fear into power with video, right? You only need one thing, guys, just so you know, one thing that's unique to you, special to you, that people can only get through you. That's how you become the attractor factor, because you're the only one that has it, right? And they were coachable. They were coachable, but they had been in other industry. They'd been in other companies. They didn't have this type of success. They didn't have those incoming inquiries and, you know, their phone ringing off the hook and doing broadcasts to global, international, helping their students have $3,000 days. So welcome to the call, Mike and Michelle. Aldo, welcome to the call.
What's up? What's up?
Hey there, Darren, Ari, Cedric. Thank you so much for having us. Happy anniversary. Woo. Happy birthday to Black Ops. We're super excited and blessed to be here. And not only just, you know, not here just with you and Ari, Darren, but with this whole entire panel of incredible stories of people making incredible difference for everyone. Just like you said, we all want to give back. And every story we've heard tonight is exactly just that. So, you know, thank you for being here. Our story literally begins as a love story, but the typical American dream, you know, to own the house, to have the cars, to, you know, to keep the lawn nice, to just that life, you know, but that life consisted of beyond 9-to-5 lifestyle of working. Both Mike and I worked 60+ hours a week or around that each. And, you know, he'd be gone before 6:30 in the morning. I wouldn't come home until after 10, 11 o'clock at night. And a majority of our relationship was built around this. So when we got started online, you know, it was, oh, let me go back. It was literally our honeymoon. You know, we both had to like beg for time off from our, like, you know, the one vacation you really look forward to. And we were going to stretch it 2 weeks. We had to really fight for that 2 weeks of time. And we had a road trip. We're like, you know what? Everything is so planned out in our lives. Let's have our honeymoon be the one thing we don't have planned. Let's go on our honeymoon and just live life the way we want. 2 weeks, we just had like the wind blowing in our hair, and we had no destination. We just would drive for 10 hours and just find a place to stay places. And we said, you know what? Why can't we do this every day? You know, why do we have to work so much? And literally, what are we paying for? And so we had to break it down, like, you know, the house, the 3 cars, you know, the insurance, the taxes, there's all this stuff. So we're like, ask the universe, you know, we put out there, what is the better way? And it wasn't until a couple of months, literally like 2 months later, Mike's like, I found the better way. I'm like, the better way to what? It's like this, he's like, the online world. Come true. And he's trying to like sell me on like, we can go live like our honeymoon. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And so I was super not the person. I wasn't the spouse to be supporting the person going online. And that was Mike. And so for a while, there was a little disconnect in our relationship because he's talking about our dreams. We just lived it recently and I'm trying to understand. But what is it? Is it a scam? Who can we call? Is there someone to talk to? You know, all those, I was that wife, you know, we just got married and he's like, I'm going to spend like $5,000 on this program. And I'm like, okay, you know, I had to trust in the fact that we just got married and I'm supporting my spouse on something that he wants to do. It's big, includes me too. So I had to find that new way of thinking, living in some world. It really wasn't about money. It was about how do we gain time? How do we gain the kind of time we just had in our honeymoon? How do we be together? You know, and you know, I don't know if you want to pick up there,
yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
But we had experiences in the online world. You know, we came to a great team. We learned, we group of people to really believe that there's an opportunity in the online world. And so we're like, you know what? Like you said, Darren, we're like, let's do this. We had the personal development, the mindset, the belief, everything that, you know, everything that online requires is all of the mind. So we're like, all right, we're going to do this. We're not going to tell anybody. We had our car, we're selling our cars, we're selling our couches, our TVs, our families don't know. We're just like in motion and no one's going to stop us. And so we did it, you know, and we took our home and family, which is online, and we trusted in the business. We trusted that we could do this. And so things in the business started to change. You know, we were doing affiliate marketing, really, I think we got into paid traffic, you know, we realized that paid traffic is wonderful if you know what you're doing, if you have a lot of money to spend, and if you know how to do the email marketing follow-up. You know, it requires a lot. And we went down a big, long, rabbit, beautiful hole of that because you learn a lot with that. But it's, you know, is it sustainable for your team? And that's really where we had to like draw back, where at the time it really wasn't sustainable. It wasn't sustaining us because we hadn't really learned the free market strategy. So now here we are, we sell everything. And so something happens in the business where it starts affecting our income. So now we're on the road, our income, the business is changing, the marketing's changing, everything's changing. We don't have control of it because it's not our business. We got to roll with what they're doing. And so step back, because we're starting to spend our money. We're not bringing in the money that we were bringing in before. We're on what do we do now? Like, because, you know, what do we do now?
Yeah, it's a great point because, you know, that was almost about a year ago where we really set off, and we just, you know, we went on the belief that there was something better, and we didn't hold anything. I did, hey, we're going to apply, be coachable. This was before Black Ops. So we got things happen. We're just going to do it because the right time now. Now is the only time that you have. So we decided that's what we were going to do, as Michelle just said. And then it came to a point, you know, about a year ago where we were in that transition, kind of almost breaking point, because you get frustrated because, you know, it's not actually something that you created. It's not something that, you know, you have control over. It's not something that you can really have a good say in. So we're like, what else is going on out there? Like, well, are we missing something? You know, we saw other people having results in other things, and, you know, there's all these shiny balls, as we mentioned before, and we're just like, you kind of hanging back, looking for that next step, because, you know, you just kind of like plateau sometimes, and we just wanted to get on that next level, you know, get on that freeway and fly. So Michelle kept on, like, you know, every morning she'd be like just talking and she like just mentioned Darren or mentioned something about Black Ops or what's going on, and we're just like, what is this? What is happening here? So we're just at a point where we watched the video. Michelle reached out to Darren. We watched the video, and we're just like, all right, we thought about it. You know, we really kind of just felt what we wanted and knew that Darren's energy to us was the energy that we needed to align with. So we really didn't have any questions about it. We just decided to go forward with it that day after we just watched the video, let it soak in, chatted about it. We took action. And after that, you know, it wasn't just, you know, head off to the races, because we had to learn a whole different way of marketing and being online. Not that it was a big difference, but those little tweaks sometimes have a learning curve to them. So we applied the strategies, and the first person that we brought two people in within the first 24 to 48 hours. So we're like, this is what we want. Something where our team can succeed. You know, we know that we can go out and make money. We know go out there and do what it takes. Can other people as well? And for team duplication, finding something sustainable and something we can call home, something we can call our own. You know, as Darren mentioned, the video matrix, you know, video and photography is really our passion. If you look back to Michelle and I, our core back growing up, that's what we really wanted to do, is something in that field. Didn't know how that would come about, but now technology, learning strategies within Black Ops, and really just taking action and seeing the formula, we put together our dreams. We literally took it off the paper and put it right into reality, because even though it's online, people are actually meeting up, and there's things happening where people are falling in love and going to see that person and meet, and it's really a transformational experience. And without Black Ops, without the strategies, we wouldn't have been able to really start to catapult in a direction where we have something to say, this is ours, this is what we created, this is what we love. We love you guys, we love everybody on here, we love the strategies, we love all the community, and the ability to be on this live panel tonight is completely an honor, and we thank you.
You know, mostly I have to end with what I love the most. Said, like Ari said, they roll out the red carpet in the vault. They're literally showing us the 7-figure formula. We are on our way to 7 figures. I say that now because speaking our world into existence is exactly what we're all supposed to do. It's what Darren teaches. It's everything Black Ops is. We not only live, breathe it, but we go forward in blind faith with everything that Darren will do from here on out, especially with what Black Ops. I know that the anniversary is really just the beginning day for what is to come. We love this community, this family. If you're thinking about it, don't think twice.
Awesome, guys. Awesome. I'm excited. Guys, I'm about to do something right now that's going to shock you. Okay, this is going to shock you right now. So what I want for you to do, if you're watching on this broadcast, I want you to take the link, okay, the link that you clicked on, and right now, I'm going to give you a little tiny window, and I want you to go post it on your Facebook wall right now, okay? Do this right now, and I'm going to show you something that's going to shock you right now. So take your little link, put it right on your Facebook wall, okay, and say, we are live with 7-figure income earners. Hop on now. This is shocking, okay? So take your link and put that link right now onto your Facebook wall, right? And say, we are live right now with 7-figure income earners. This is shocking, right? Do that right now. Do that right now, okay? Take that link and post it on your wall. Now, guys, I want to share here with you that the real core of what we do inside of Millionaire Mentoring is we want to be able to teach you how to build a business without having to harass your friends and family, okay? Because harassing your friends and family, quite honestly, it totally sucks. You know what I mean? Because people, they don't like rejection. Rejection's not fun, okay? So what it does is it lowers down your confidence and your self-esteem until you start to get a neuroassociative condition with your business. So you talk about your business, you get rejected. You talk about your business, you get rejected. You talk about your business, you get rejected. And all of a sudden, when you even think about your business, it doesn't feel too good, right? It doesn't feel too good because your body's already expecting to get rejected, right? So people don't want to harass their friends and family. They hate getting rejected. They don't know how to generate leads, okay, for any business. They don't know how to close. They don't know how to upsell, and they don't know how to get team duplication. They don't know how to raise money for a marketing and advertising budget, and they don't know how to raise money for their high-ticket products. We show people how to go from 0 to 100,000 as fast as they want. Okay, now Ari and I both did it in 30 days. Okay, we've actually had one of our students that did it within their first 4 months. Okay, 4 months, from 0 to 100,000, right, in a 4-month period of time, just doing what they were taught. Okay, 17-year-old kid, 0 to 35,000 within a 35-day or a 30-day period of time on his story. By the time he got to 6 weeks, he'd made over 50 grand because he wanted to become a Forex trader. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is to give you an idea of what's possible. So I'm going to log right here into my back office, and I want you to keep in mind that this is live, okay? So I'm doing a live login, and you can see here there's $220,400 there, and there's another $2,400 there. This is our $1,000 product, and this is our $100 product. You can see from the numbers that the majority of people that work with us want to get access to our millionaire mentoring, right? When they buy our Genesis Elite product, they get access to our millionaire mentoring. Now, what makes our product so unique? Okay, what makes our product so unique? We have a product that hits what's called mass market. So it's a product where it's going to hit the 2 main key areas that you need to elevate any business: personal development, leadership, and marketing strategies. If you don't have leads, if you don't have cash flow, you don't have a business. I don't care what you're marketing. I don't care if you got a restaurant, a hotel, motel, a nightclub, a lounge, a retail outlet, real estate, mortgage broker, insurance, automotive industry. You could be in weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals, energy drinks. It doesn't matter. So people purchase the reseller rights to this product. That means they become the vendor. So they spend $99 per quarter or $299 per year to become the reseller of this product. That turns them into the vendor. Now, you'll notice here that these are all about marketing strategies. So when they spend that $99 per quarter, they get some basic things here that can really, really help them. 25 proven traffic sources, YouTube, mindset, WordPress, overcoming failure and obstacles, and email copy that sells. Now, at that point, they can either buy our Genesis Advanced product and start making $100 commissions, and it really focuses on the area of marketing, Facebook, big business, internet marketing mastery, social media income, healthy business, healthy life, entrepreneurial success, LinkedIn, Telegram marketing, leadership authority, Facebook Live, internet marketing in an hour a day, the empowered life, $1 million copy, email list secrets, Twitter, Periscope for entrepreneurs. And the big one is the procrastination killer. It's what most entrepreneurs do. Now, that is a ridiculous amount of value for only $100, and it's a one-time payment. But that allows you to start making $100 commissions. But the big one is in our Elite package. This is the Genesis Elite Personal and
Okay, I think we just lost Darren. He's gonna come back in just a minute.
Yeah, Darren must hit his little threshold again and got booted. So.
Great energy there, you know. He always pops it like popcorn, you know.
Oh, Darren is so funny. He'll be back on in a second, guys. But you know, I got to tell you, it's Darren. I don't know if it's Canada, man. Is it Canada wide, Billy, or what? Just Darren.
I think it's just Darren. His energy is way up too high. That's why.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anybody pop like he does on Google Hangouts, man. That guy will be on talking and all of a sudden just disappeared, and then he's got to come back and hop back on. It's just totally funny, man. So give him a second, guys. He'll be back out. Obviously you've heard a lot of stuff, so far tonight. You've heard from myself, you've heard from Cedric, you've heard from a lot of panels on, people on the panel so far. And here's the reality. If you guys notice, there's something that's very common amongst all of us. Everybody got involved. Everybody took it seriously. Everybody followed the plan, and everybody got results. Now, often we have a few people that say to us, man, we got involved, but guess what? We didn't get any results. Well, I can promise you one thing. You didn't follow the plan, because that's the reality of it. If you follow the plan, the results are bound to happen. It's just a matter of timing, guys. So, Darren's back. Come on back out, Darren, and take over where you're at.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I just fry the internet. I don't know. I got the 5G highest speed internet here, and it's crazy. So what I want for you guys to just see here is that our professional development library really focuses on the 7-figure mindset, but it teaches you how to become a top marketer, okay? Marketer in anything: real estate, mortgage broker, insurance, automotive industry, retail, hotel, motel, doesn't matter. Weight loss, skincare, nutraceuticals. What we do is we show you how to lasso the market of qualified buyers on the front, okay? Not your primary business on the front. We want to get you as many qualified buyers for your business as possible first, but we want to show you how to turn that into an ATM machine. Now, what do I mean by that? This is the 7-figure model. So the 7 figures tell you to go pitch their deal, right? They got this little secret over here, right? They don't want to tell anybody, because this little thing's like an ATM cash machine, and it pops these $1,000 commissions like fireworks on the 4th of July, right? So they want to keep this little secret for themselves. We share it. We share it. We share this model with you so that you can have a funding mechanism for your marketing and advertising campaign, your paid traffic, your high ticket products. The companies want you to go to 4 events per year. How the heck are you going to afford that? Tell me. Are you going to keep on maxing, going further down the rabbit hole on your credit cards, right? Now, if you're over in Europe, some of those events might cost you $5,000 for you and your spouse to fly into North America. It adds up real fast, guys. Now, if you're even at North American prices, if you're spending $2,500 a pop times 4, that's 10,000, times 2 to 4 years without a mentor before you even know what you're doing, you are going like this down a rabbit hole to bankruptcy, okay? Now, what makes us different, what makes our students different, is the actual 7-figure model that we actually do ourselves. We teach you how to set up this ATM on the front. We teach you how to become the attractor factor. This little unit right here, I tell you what, it's life-changing, because this is your business and it's paying for everything. Okay, so what it would be like for you if you went from 0 to 240 grand in 35 days, you now have a budget. You got a budget. I mean, you can hire staff if you want. You can get copywriters, you can get designers, you can get experts in their field, right? And we set you up with a lot of those people, right? It's called fast track contacts. So people say, Darren, we need a really good graphic designer. Who do you recommend? Well, use our guy, right? We got a bunch of contacts in India, pennies on the dollar for you, right? Darren, I need a really good copywriter. Who do you recommend? We use ours. Use people Darren, I need a really good programmer. Who do you recommend? Well, Ari's got a program company that he's part of. Darren, we really need good traffic that we can trust. Ari's got a traffic company, right? So we give you all the stuff that we use personally. Now, if we give you our 7-figure model, we give you our strategies, we give you our copy, we give you our emails, we give you our Facebook posts, we give you line by line everything that we say to go from the first connection to $1,000 commission, from the start to the finish line. And we even let you watch us do it live. Now think about that. Just that alone is worth the entry price, quite frankly, is just to watch us go from this point to somebody pulling out their credit card and making $1,000 US, cha-ching, and you watch it happen. It will shock you. It will shock you how fast it can happen. The fastest time that I've made that transition is 60 seconds. 60 seconds from the hello to the person pulling out the credit card over here. Okay, now that cannot be done, just so you know, talking about the features and benefits of your products, companies, and services. It's not possible. It's not possible. Okay, it's not possible. But an average time to go from this point to $1,000 commission is roughly about 6 minutes. 6 minutes is a fair number, you know, but the interesting thing about the strategy that we teach you using social media is that people have already built a relationship with you, and you've built a relationship with them without even talking to them. So I'll have somebody reach out to me and they'll go, I'll say, hey, Tom, how's it going? How's your day going so far? Holy cow, Darren, we haven't talked in a long time. We've never talked. We've never had a conversation before, but he's had a conversation with me multiple times in his head, multiple times, because he's gone up and down this emotional scale, right? Maybe 50, 100 times. So in his mind, he already feels like I'm one of his friends, even though we've never talked to one another. It's a phenomenon, guys, okay? These are the same formulas that we use for offline business, online business, public companies, private companies, venture capital, doesn't matter. We will show you how to become the master of your domain, the master of your domain. Now, here's what's happening. We are in a position right now where we're taking in another group of students, okay? We're taking on 50 new students right now as the anniversary time, okay? And I can tell you this, guys, don't sit on this, because I can tell you last year, these 50 spots went like this, and they were gone. Now, keep in mind, there's only 3 of us in Millionaire Mentoring here, right? And we really do millionaire mentor you. It's not a bunch of, this, okay? We really do. We do live coaching, live training, live interaction, live questions. And we want to get as many of those people to $100,000 within a 12-month period of time, okay? Now, if you were to go to my website, darrenlittle.com, and go to the button that says mentoring and coaching, you can see the prices right there. That's a live website. It's $1,000 an hour. 1 hour per week for 3 months is $10,000, and 1 year of millionaire mentoring is $40,000 right on my website, and people pay it, okay? So what we do is we give you over $28,000 in millionaire mentoring ongoing, right? When you click that link below right underneath this video, and you get the reseller rights to this product, so we can turn you into a top marketer, a top recruiter, right, in anything, and you get the Genesis Elite product library, okay? So we can't make it any easier for anybody, truthfully. We can't make it any easier for you. So instead of you spending $28,000, okay, for the time that you're going to get mentoring, you spend $1,149, and then we have an automated system that helps you to automate your business that's $54.95 per month. So the whole total is only $1,203.95. Now, what does that get you? That gets you the advanced product, the elite product, all of our interactive coaching, and it sets you up so that you can make $20 monthly commissions residually, okay? And then the $100 commissions and the $1,000 commissions that start popping like fireworks on the 4th of July. And guys, when you have your first $1,000 day, let me tell you, your life as you know it is going to change forever. And I'm not kidding you. Your whole vision, your whole dream of possibilities is just going to go pew, of what you realize that you can do as a human being. No joke. Because the internet gives you leverage. The internet allows you to make money while you're sleeping. And once you understand how to clone yourself, right? How to clone yourself through a sales, through a video, just of you, the Facebook Live, or a YouTube video and how to put it on a page and how to put a lead cap page in front of it, do you realize that it's like calling the lab and say, I want, 20 copies of me. Yeah, I'll pick them up on Thursday. Thank you. Yeah, okay, right? So imagine that. So now you go to sleep, right? Now you go to sleep and you have cloned copies of you working for you while you are sleeping. It's a phenomenon, guys, okay? So I'll share with you this. Ari and I are going to teach you how on some days, okay, we have woken up to start our day, right, with a $15,000 day. Starting when we roll out of bed, we've already made $15,000 before we start to work, okay? And that is phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, okay? So I've been in situations just this last, 10 days, okay? I had a $17,000 day, okay? It was one of my record days ever. For the week, I made almost $40,000 for the week, right? Today was like 6,200 or something like that today, right? 2-3 days ago, it was over $8,000, right? We're going to give you all of our strategies. Give you our strategies. Everything we do, everything we say, every step-by-step strategy, if you just click that link below right now and throw your hat over the wall to be one of those 50 people. Now, I can tell you from the stuff that's coming in, because I can see the notifications and whatnot, now would be the time if you want to take action. We're at our first year anniversary right now, guys. Keep in mind, we're going to show you exactly how we went from $0 to $240,000 in a 35-day period of time without spending a single penny on paid ads. So I would encourage you this. If you're right now in a state of transition, if you're right now at a breaking point in your life, or a combination of both those things, which quite frankly, if you are in both those situations, you actually go get into liftoff the fastest, because your pride and your ego is in a state of surrender and you're coachable, right? Because there is no other way. What else are you going to do, right? So we actually find that those people are the most coachable to get their business into liftoff, right? Like Charlene, right? Like Jennifer and Jose, what they went through, right? Like what Billy went through when he had to go get another job just because he thought he had to go buy more traffic. He thought he had to go buy more traffic. So he's working away to try to get more traffic. So what I'm going to share with you is this. We really teach you the 7-figure formula. It's no hype. It's no BS. We don't have to give you some smoke and mirror story, because our students have actually had the results themselves. And those are the most important people. Those are the most important people. It's not about what we do, right? It's not about what we do. Because if nobody else can do what we do, then what good is it? Think about it. But when all of our students have the type of stories that we do, and they have students that do what they do too, right? We have through, I think it's through Jennifer and Jose, and then, Mike and Michelle, and it goes down like 11 levels of people, guys. Like this person brought in somebody, and they brought in somebody, and they brought in somebody, and they're all building their businesses, but it's gone down about 11 levels of duplication, which is what you want in a business like this. Because if you're the only one making money, and you're selling products, and you're the only one having success, you're only just a glorified salesperson. You don't have any real leverage, right? You only have leverage when you have a team that's actually having success themselves. So what I would encourage you to do is to throw your hat over the wall. We're taking another group of 50 people under our wing right now for this next round in the next year, to help you add $100,000 to your annual income. And it's real. The strategies, they're real, okay? They're real. They're real 7-figure secrets that will help to fast track you to get results like we have here, right here today on the panel. So throw your hat over the wall, click the link below. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I'm excited for you that you showed up here today, that you're still here on this broadcast, even though I got booted off with a blowout and everything else, and you're still here. So I would encourage you, there's got to be a reason. Throw your hat over the wall right now. Click that link below. We look forward to helping you take your business and your life to the next level. So thanks a lot for joining us on this exclusive and private VIP broadcast, and have a great night. Thanks, everybody, and happy anniversary to Black Ops Underground. I'm so proud of you guys. Let's kick butt in the next year, guys. Have a good night.